Hey guys, fired up to have a really special treat. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite tequilas. Today, I'm here with my buddy Chuck Baldwin. How you doing today, Chuck?
I'm good. How are you?
And
honestly, you're doing extremely well, as I can see with what you're surrounded by now.
Surrounded by a lot of great tequila.
it's. I'll take your word for it. I'm sure it is. There is. It's starkly amazing. It's just is.
Pretty crazy. So we did a fundraiser back in November for the Buena Foundation, which is bringing water to an area in Mexico that this tequila is made. And Chuck, he was the winner of this duo box of both the repo and the Blanco Valor, and he's been hanging on to it to do it here on the show. Yeah. We just haven't had time. And since then, I was lucky enough to land one of the Añejos that's, I believe, already sold out. You can't even buy anymore. So we're going to drink through and talk through these three tequilas. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Christiana at Valor Tequila for doing all that she does with the Buena Foundation, putting together the prize here and also sending out the Añejo. So thank you, Christiana.
Well, and I think there's a lot to be said for you for having, honestly, a super fun night. I think that was your third one. Casino night. Third casino night. And for someone that's not a big gambler, that got introduced to, what was it? Craps.
You played craps in the corner for
probably the funnest thing I've ever done. And I can honestly say this November, I guess you'll have it again. Or when?
Yeah, we do it every November.
So I will be excited to get the invite and to come back to that. And we're going to have a good time again and see what comes from it.
Yeah, we'll raise money for them
again. And that's just it. We'll just have a heck of a good time and raise some more money so it'll all be good.
So, you know, the foundation was trying to raise $100,000. I think they made it to, I think they're in this high 70 range, so still raising money. So I'll put a link on here where you can go donate. And, you know, keep in mind, $5, $10, whatever you can do goes a long way. Also, every bottle of Valor Tequila is purchased, a percentage of that sale also goes to that foundation. So everything she does is with such a great purpose. So I'm fired about trying it. This is my wife's favorite Blanco.
Okay.
And when we were down there recently, we were drinking at Altamasio where they make this. And my wife's like, oh, do we have that at home? And I'm like, yeah,
of course we do.
Christiana, you may need to order a case. So let's pour us a little sip of Blanco here.
And I think that night of the casino night, we had like a tastings of these bottles.
We did, yeah.
I thought we did.
We had a tasting of the Blanco and the Repo. So let's do that Blanco first. What do you think of that?
There's a sweet... To me, there's a sweetness to it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing I get. I mean, I can't say that I can tell, is it like an orange or anything like that? I don't know if I'm that good, but there's a sweetness to it, which is nice, that it's not that, you know, sometimes you think of tequila as being real harsh and stuff.
Right.
The initial smell, it's not harsh. It's kind of, like I said, kind of fresh tasting.
Yeah. This is a very fresh Blanco. Has a little funkiness to it to me. Some of the minerals and a little herbal.
Super smooth. I could see that with, you know, as far as like a mixer, like could I add like an orange bitter to it maybe? I think it'd be interesting just to give it some additional flavor and stuff. And I think with the notes that are in there, it'd be kind of neat. I've kind of turned a big fan of like orange bitters and stuff here recently with some different mixes I've been making. To me, that actually could have kind of be good with some orange bitters.
Well, I'm trying to swing you all the way from the bourbon world.
You have been,
he is a full-time bourbon drinker.
I do love bourbons, yes.
And I'm going to say more of a part-time bourbon drinker. But we're getting closer as you go into the repos. Now we're going to introduce some wood. I think that wood is, you know, I didn't write down all my research to remember. I think there's 6 months in white oak barrels. And so to me, I get the barrel note right on there.
Yeah. So to me, I think it's kind of that same initial hit. Like there's a sweet, you know, peel to it. So whether you call it an orange peel or a lemon peel, like there's a sweet peel, like just that kind of tartness, but sweetness to it. But then there is kind of it's starting to get more heavier, like you'd have with, you know, stuff that's been smoke aged or barrel aged and stuff like that. Like you start getting the heaviness to it. So it's really that mix of both right there. So yeah.
That's such a good repo.
Again, the initial like hit on the lips, like putting it in there is fine. But then as soon as you just kind of swallow down like the residual on your lips, you start getting that little bit of tinginess that you do kind of with bourbons and stuff like that. So again, you're starting to get like those notes that you talk about and stuff. Yeah.
Well, you notice when you get that tingle here, and then you notice you get it in back,
Oh,
you
for sure.
start to salivate
Yeah, it
quite a
starts
bit.
feeling back there. Yeah.
So the balance and the acidity in this that causes that is, I mean, it's such a well balanced because you get it kind of at the same time. It's
Yeah,
like,
because the corners of the
bam.
mouth got it right there
Yeah.
too. Just
All of a
30
sudden,
seconds
it's like,
afterwards.
boom, it's like right there.
That's good. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, this one here, this is aged over a year, of course, to be an añejo. I forget their exact aging. It's been a while since I got these, and I think I'm gonna have to start going to the gym. I can't pull a cork out anymore. It's withering away.
You're getting in runner shape. You got another marathon coming
Yeah,
up?
we do have another
Let's
marathon, and we were talking about raising money for charities. We're doing it also on Real Estate Makes Us Drink. For those of you that don't know that I also have a podcast called Real Estate Makes Us Drink, we're getting ready to shoot that next. That's why it's up on the screen. And my co-host is in the audience over here watching us drink tequila, and he probably wants a beer. But we are raising money for Brian because Brian made the comment something like, "Oh, there's no way I'd ever run a marathon." So I did what about for like $1,000? And he was like, he's a realtor. He does stuff for money. And he's like, I don't make $1,000. I said, what if we raised $1,000 and gave it to a charity of your choice? So he's chose a local food pantry on the south side of Indianapolis. His wife does a lot of volunteering there. He's their parking monitor. And so I said, okay, let's do it. You'll run a marathon and we'll raise $1,000. Brian, I have seen him run to the bathroom because we had some tacos here and he had to bolt over there, but I'll say that he's not a runner. So he's now decided to run. We're going to run the marathon at Disney. And we've raised so far, I think, $565. We're just over $600. So we're almost there. And, I'm going to run it too, but I'm kind of liking this. So I'm not giving up anything.
Right.
So I said, look, you raise the $1,000 and run the marathon. I'll match the $1,000. So we'll give $2,000 to the charity.
And to a food pantry, that's big.
$615. So I'll put the Venmo on the end of the video. So if you want to help out, again, $5-10, whatever it is. Now, it goes a long way at a food pantry. You wouldn't think that, but it goes a really long way.
Oh, no.
So.
Yeah, $2,000 at any local food pantry would be unbelievable for what it would do to that local community and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And Brian, he's going to need a whole food pantry of medication after the marathon.
Now, are you fortunate enough not to have a lot of hardware in your body? Like I've got, do you have any hardware?
I have no hardware.
No hardware? Okay. You've got zero? Okay. Yeah. See, I don't run anymore because both feet have been rebuilt. So.
And what do you get on that?
So I would officially say like that, the sweetness, like peel taste I was talking about with the other two is completely gone now.
Yep.
The harshness that you would start thinking would be coming through, like the barrel aging, you would think would start coming through. So it's still, like to me, there's no harshness, but it's just the sweetness is gone.
Right.
So to me, that's probably a good balance. Like you don't want it to kind of flip over to the other side.
Right. Yeah. We're not trying to be a whiskey.
We're not trying to be that. So, will it just add something to it? Yeah. It's probably just going to add something to it. But yeah.
Now, do you get, I wish I would have done it for you. I have cooked agave in the freezer. I brought home actual cooked agave from one of the distilleries. And you hear in the videos, we said that smells like cooked agave or that smells like a fresh cut agave.
Okay.
I didn't bring home a fresh one, but I can cut a limb off the pink over there. You can smell that and you'll get the idea what that smell is. But if you smell the agave first and then smell the tequila, you get that agave smell. And that's that tequila smell that you smell. That's that cooked agave. I get like butterscotch, creme brulee, like a burnt sugar in the beginning of the finish. That's so good.
I can't say if it's that, I don't know what I get there. Again, there's the sweetness is gone. There's no harshness there. It's still super smooth, like super, super smooth. Like you take that down. There's no like hitting the back of the throat or anything like that. Like you got to hold it for a minute. And even, I'm big on like holding it in your mouth and kind of letting it like swirl around. There's no bitterness or anything there. So again, unbelievably smooth for a tequila that's starting to kind of switch over, but it's not harsh in any way.
The agave you still get the agave flavor.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think some of those things are there. It just considered to the Blanco, it's just like that sweetness that the Blanco has. That's gone. That's past. Mm-hmm. It's definitely starting to switch.
It's a different sweet.
It's to me for sure. There's a different sweet,
a caramely sweet. Like a butterscotchy sweet.
Truffles, some of that, kind of just as easy, kind of like an easy, sweet chocolatey. Yeah, it's probably getting there. Yeah. Okay. I mean, again, super good. Could you sit there and just drink that? Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely can.
Yeah,
all day long. But a great añejo old fashioned, or
can see that. Yeah, I gotta say, like, out of all those, I mean, all of them super good. I think any tequila drinker could go into that, or even newbie could go into any of those, and not the thing of where people think like, I'm gonna have this tequila and it's gonna be that shot where it's just burn fire in your mouth.
Right.
None of those burned.
Right.
As a person that comes from whiskeys and bourbons and stuff, like I enjoy a little bit more of that bitterness, but none of that bitterness was really there. All of them were super smooth. The Blanco was phenomenal though, because honestly, I really like that. Again, that peel feel.
That's a win for us tequila guys bringing a bourbon guy over when they like the Blanco.
It's good. Well, I mean, it's, I honestly got switched over when we were hanging out a bunch last year before the event and stuff. I got introduced to Lalo and some of the others, and then the night of the casino night, I had a bottle of that. It's still kind of what I drink at home, when I'm sitting there. I've got my Yayos.
Yeah.
Again, I am having a hard time opening up those boxes because the Day of the Dead boxes are so cool.
So awesome.
They sit up on my bar, and I'm just like, I kind of want to open it up, but I just don't want to wrinkle the box. I don't want to do anything because I just love the portrait of them. But Lalo just stays there, and honestly, that Blanco will just stay open and be gone because that sweet orange, I won't say orange peel. There's just a peel taste.
It's the orange zest. Like when
it's zest. You're right. I think whether a zest of any type, it's just that's what you get from it, and that's good. Like that is just a sip around, sip on it because again, there's no bitterness to it. There's nothing. It's just really good. Yeah, that Blanc was awesome for sure.
There you go, bourbon guy talking about tequila. I love it. And check out this box. This is pretty amazing as well. Valor really put together something awesome here, and a lot of people don't know what this is, but that's called a quiote. That is the reproduction organ of an agave plant. And after that happens, that plant dies and it cannot be made into tequila. So they usually harvest them before they cogoy it. And when we get done here, I'll show you, Chuck, but these up here not only will have seed pods, but then they'll also have little baby agaves that'll start to grow at the top. And I actually brought some of those home, and those are planted over there so you can see what they look like. Hey, thanks for tuning in and watching us drink the fantastic Valor Tequila. Christiana, thank you so much for all that you do and helping out all of the people that you help out and donating this special box for the fundraiser that we did. I appreciate you. Love your tequila, and I know we'll be seeing you soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks.